Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Ooh, welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, DK.
And me, Fan.
Bring you your weekly double tap of all things, well, most things Space Marines and Laser Force. We are amped and ready to go for this week, kids. You should have seen us before we went live. We were so excited, all three of us, just running around, ready for the show.
I was staring so intently that Fan thought that I was having technical difficulties and my screen had frozen. But, what can you do?
But we
Steve-O was 100% lying, in case anybody can't tell.
No, never.
Well, our whole rhythm is thrown off. We should be like prepping for Nats and being like, yeah, 1 week until Nats. This is awesome. You know, in 5 days, we're all going to be hanging out and going to the theme park, eating barbecue and shit or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Instead, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, in the normal course of things, with the Syracuse event that is starting Monday, we'd be like, oh hey, I've got a flight leaving at whatever o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so I can get there and do a thing and hang out and be cool. And no.
Nah. That's okay.
Here we are.
I'm full of beans and just book a last-minute flight so I have something to do and we at least have some Lasers content.
Yeah, let's end the show early today so you can jump on a flight.
Let's see.
That basically start the show how we ended last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucy, thank you very much
at flights.
for the resub. Appreciate you all the time. Appreciate you. So I mean, it's hard to get up when we're not personally going to play lasers. But speaking of which, greetings from the JFK Budget Car Park. Hello to you, Marcus. I hope your flight went all right.
They're in JFK. Okay, so they're not in Syracuse. You guys flew into JFK and you're renting a car and driving to Syracuse from there?
Oh, mistake.
That's a bad one.
Mistake.
Why? Why are you doing that?
Mistake. Ow, 25 friggin' months, Al. That's
Very
awesome.
nice, Al.
Very nice.
Say hi to Emma. Who's Emma?
That'd be Smalley.
No, Smalley's someone else.
Smalley.
Don't know Emma. Okay, so it's not like there's nothing happening. It's just there's nothing happening that involves us. So I think we're all a little, meh about it, which is okay. Hello to you, Lucy's daddy. Emma was clearly who was Emma? I don't know who you're talking about.
Emma was
Stop this nonsense.
Car.
Yeah, crazy.
That's not unexpected, because she is very small.
Ding. Oh, you talking about Smalley? Are you talking about Smalley?
Yeah.
Probably should say Smalley.
Maybe.
Emma. Right.
I know.
So
who the fuck uses real names, Steve?
Yuck. Ugh.
It's like you say you don't know them now. Wait until you're having some sort of stomach acid.
Yeah,
attack
I was
and
going
you
to
need
say
get their attention very quickly.
just triggered mine immediately.
Then all of a sudden you be dropping Emmas everywhere.
Right, so there is stuff happening. There's stuff happening last week to do with laser tag, which sounded like it was really awesome. There's stuff happening next week that's involving Laser Force, which sounds really awesome. But none of us are going to any of these things, which makes me a little sad, but that's all right. We'll try and track down some people over the next couple of weeks, and we'll get them to tell us all about it. I think next week we've got a guest lined up. But, a lot changes in 7 days, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. How are you guys doing this week? How are we feeling? Everyone feeling pumped, ready to go?
A bit warm, if you couldn't tell from the attire.
I'm feeling a bit stressed, but that's so I put my house. My house is officially on on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Unfortunately for me, I've really kind of I've missed the peak of the market by about 6 or 7 weeks.
Mm.
And the housing market, at least here, and I know in a bunch of other places around the country, because I'm a nerd and I pay attention to this shit, especially when it is going to directly impact me. Market's turning real fucking quick. I've literally have not had a showing of my house yet. Like, yeah, it's a problem. So I have a feeling after this weekend there's going to be some pricing adjustments happening to my house, because the price that was set made sense at when we set it based on, what else was listed in and around me. And then literally like today slash very late yesterday, some things listed at much different prices, which had, they've been out at the time, I would have taken into account. So yeah, it's going to be a little more nervy for me with selling this place than I thought it was going to be. But I have to kind of remind myself that, like, the last 2 times that I've sold houses here, like, they were basically sold within like 5 days. I was under contract within like 5 days. And cool, great, fine. But then I have to remember that when I sold my house in California, when I moved out here, like, that took a couple of months, because of where the market was at that time. So I'm trying to remember that basically the last 2 times I've been through this process have kind of been abnormal. But
There'll
this is
still be somebody who wants to snap it up before
yeah,
higher
and
interest rates kick in again.
yeah, well, and again, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there'll be, pricing adjustment on a Monday, which will probably help everything. But it's just kind of that level of stress of, like, it's like, okay, I have this other house that has a close date, and so I 100% need to have this house sold before then, because I
Because they
need
want you to
money.
pay for that house.
Yeah, it's funny that they
Don't
have
worry about
What
that.
a bunch of jerks.
there's this really cool thing where when you sign contracts, they like you to fulfill those contracts. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Ask Ben
So
Simmons. Ask Kevin Durant.
yeah,
Contracts are very relative.
they're
Sky
more
equals
like guidelines.
Sky equal
Really.
trouble. You want a guy next door while having a fireball, but not an old man. Old man's the best part. And your use of men is
Things.
shaky at best. Where I wouldn't really consider myself that manly. What you want to do, Than? What you want to do is you want to, like, bump the bean pot. Holy shit! Hello. You want to bump the price way up, right? And then you want to say there's the possibility of buried treasure somewhere on the property, and somebody will pay. And it's not a lie, because it is possible there's buried treasure on your property. You don't know. You don't know. That's what you should
Texas. There's probably like oil and gas like under the toilet.
Wow,
Always.
and while I know you're trying to be funny, in Texas, there's a standard clause in contracts that for standard residential houses that basically says, if oil is discovered on your property, get fucked. You have no rights to it.
What? Oh, that's bullshit. The only treasure in your
That's not
place.
very. That wasn't very freedom of you.
Bruh, Texas is not as freedom as they would like you to believe in any way, shape, or form. Why the fuck do you think I'm leaving? One of the reasons.
It's freedom for a select group.
and to be fair, like, I fit, at least, for the most part, the group that technically should have freedom in
old and
Texas,
white.
kind of, sort of. Yeah,
That's
it's weird.
right? Yeah.
This is on the old.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah.
Your state was founded by pirates, cattle thieves, and slave drivers. Get out of here, Texas.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll be happy be happy once I've got this place uh, under contract and I can get kind of the timing sorted a little better for the 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 Oregon move. So I'm just gonna apologize in advance to most most people because I'm probably going to be a little more frazzled than usual. And I realize that's hard to believe for how frazzled I normally am at times. But yeah, these next few weeks slash few months, I think are going to be a little challenging, little interesting, and yet still in much better headspace than previously. So I'm better equipped to deal with it.
Nice.
But it's gonna be a rough ride.
The same things in my country, Sarah. This founded in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Right. It's founded by various bird species.
Yeah, exactly right.
The Kia, the Kakapo, the Kiwis.
Oh, good effort. Well done. Well done, you. You know things.
He does. It's accurate.
Well, so, all this talk about real estate just got me down. Yuck.
See the title. This show is about nothing. But if you'd like to know more about the Federal Reserve's interest rates, let's do a deep dive on that.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Right, let's pivot. We'll pivot away. Speaking of capitalism, if you hit exclamation error in chat, our friends have started their own coffee beans business.
Fuck me! I almost did it wrong again.
So the guy next door is Kiwi. The old man is Texan.
Viewers in chat for Than.
Or in Texas.
Oh,
old man Thad from
Lucy
is currently living in
Lucy,
Texas.
Al, I hate both of you so much.
Like I said, it's spread across.
I started typing it and realized I had done that.
It just
and was like, nope, fix it. God damn it!
Someone's interest couldn't get any lower.
So I actually ordered some beans. They've hit the country. They've arrived. They're sitting in a depot somewhere. So once they arrive, we're gonna do a coffee club stream because there's a bunch of the community actually ordered some beans. So we're gonna make coffee and have a coffee club, a wee coffee chat. I'm gonna wear my best athleisure, right? I'm gonna wear spandex pants and we're gonna talk about how good the coffee is.
This week interest rates. Next week, literally watching coffee boil.
July, slow news month when there's no gnats.
Exactly.
Valid.
So okay, so that with that out of the way, Snowflake. Yes, the true laser tag podcast. Exactly right.
Yep. Exactly.
Are you Snowflake? Are you traveling to play lasers at the moment, or are you waiting? Are you waiting? Because there is a bunch of things coming up, a bunch of events coming up that I wanted to talk about, and hopefully get people in a laser tag kind of mood. You got to go to St. George. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute.
That's what I'm talking about.
First,
yeah, I think that Kadama is the only West Coaster going to Syracuse.
So as we mentioned, coming up this coming week, there is a competition, East Coast tournament, I suppose, happening in Syracuse, starting on Monday, going for the week. Seems to be an okay turnout, about 20 odd people, I think.
I mean, we joke, but people are literally like coming from Europe to go play there, so maybe we should give a little bit more respect than we have in the last couple.
Well, I mean, just I've got gravitas on it, but like I believe you guys put it, it's Syracuse Members Night.
From what I heard, yeah, I didn't even realize anybody from from our neck of the woods is going, but I don't know. I guess Kadama had to cash out some of his crypto to buy a ticket.
Worst time
he
to
did
do
that, before.
Please
before it all crashed.
Talk about crypto after talking about the real estate market.
Suddenly Steve doesn't want to talk about crypto. Wow, what a strange turn of events this is.
I mean, we could go there. Let me quickly open up my portfolio, and we could. Actually, I'm not going to show you my portfolio. It looks terrible right now. You three are just bitter you can't play. 100%. Right.
Yes.
Mr. Tim?
Yeah, Tails. Again, I mean, have we proven nothing over the last however long we've been doing this now that God, two plus years, fuck me. That this is our way of like, coping with the fact that we're not going and playing.
Yeah.
We just like we get super bitter, and because we're all very old, and of course me oldest of all, we can do the bitter old man thing real fucking well. So
Speaking
yeah.
of bitter, exclamation error in chat if you want to order you. No.
Dan's
Eat a
just counting the
dick.
days until he can start up the Portland laser tag members night.
Well, so that's the thing. There, I know of at least one person who's looking, who's begging for somebody to start something. So old man Than could be your answer. We'll see.
That's just one.
JoJo's
so much work.
hankering. He's hankering for some
Yeah, I know.
lasers.
One, it's so much work to get a member size off the ground. Source, I've done it.
A couple of times.
Yeah, couple of times. Two, it's a lot more socially acceptable to be trying to get something like that started at a facility when you're not a male in your mid 40s.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are there are some legitimate social implications there with regards to trying to get something off the ground, just based on based on my current profile. That
Creepy ass old man wants to start a laser tag night.
yeah, yeah, it's a little problematic potentially.
This is the worst kind of discrimination. Kind against me.
I don't even look at it as discrimination. It's more just like acceptance of this particular piece of reality, that it does seem super fucking sus to have a middle-aged man trying to build a laser tag night when that does typically trend to, at least at this point, younger people. So yeah, there's some big not good implications there as far as that goes.
Speaking of which, Stallion did tell me that Wellington recently got Gen 8, so yay for them. Yeah. Speaking of middle-aged men trying to start up laser tag night.
Yeah. Al's comment in chat about being the only time it's appropriate is if you own the laser tag center. Yeah. Otherwise, there is that thing of you're just kind of weirdly hanging around, and
yeah.
What an interesting turn of events. Than has just volunteered to buy the Portland Laser Force. I'm so excited.
Maybe some more Californians would move up that way. If it meant a Than run laser tag center. I don't know. He's selling his house so he has the money for it. Let's not dive back into that.
He's trading his house, really. He's not really pocketing a whole bunch. It's more of just a take it from over here and put it over here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening, especially with the prices doing what they're doing.
You never know. You might end up with two houses.
That would not be a winning strategy for me, like at all. It would be very, very bad.
If you build it, they will come. You'd hope so. Sometimes that advice is not so great.
The entire history of business suggests otherwise.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is obviously Syracuse happening this week. We announced last week or the week before, I don't know. We created a Facebook event, so maybe we officially announced it this week. That the Auckland Triple Threat Space Marines tournament will be happening in October 24th for 4 days. I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be cool. We have had a bunch of people say that they are coming. We've had some people who are based overseas buying their tickets, or at least have one person, being Troy Oda, sent me a message this morning with a picture of his passport and said that's step one done.
Oh, thank God.
Different P word, okay? It's not the P word you thought I was going to say.
They sent me a picture of his.
He also said it comes with what did he say? You even get the pamphlet telling you to get travel insurance, and I was like, I suppose that's okay advice, I guess. So there is a contingent that is coming from overseas, which is nice.
Sweet.
Scythe has even said that he's looking to come. He said that he's definitely coming. So we'll see. We all three of us know that, until you see a plane ticket, no one's confirmed. So unless you're local, obviously. But
well, and even then,
yeah. Until you're like, I have the leave. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it should be.
Time it right, so I can fly from Auckland straight to Vegas, drive my car to St. George, and then.
You should absolutely do that.
That'll be a great move for my career, by the way. Like right in the middle of when I'm supposed to be like grading my heaviest assignments. I don't see a problem.
I don't know, bro. That seems like a perfect life choice.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, no, it does.
You don't want to be an old fan filled with regret. That's just what they say. So Auckland is shaping up to be pretty cool. We are going to look to do a Q&A on the channel in a couple of weeks, and I'll post on various social medias in our Discord, !Discord if you want to join our Discord. Post it in there, post it up on the Laser Force Tournaments page. Basically, because there have been several people contacting me directly, asking me questions about the tournament. We have a platform on Twitch where we can interact with you all directly. So if we hold a Q&A, please come along, ask your questions, and we will do our best to answer them. There's some stuff we won't know until like very much closer to the time, but we can answer a lot of your questions, including like questions around where to stay, like nice areas to stay, I suppose, around laser tag. Pretty much everywhere around laser tag is decent. There's not really any like shithole areas. There's a couple of like less good areas. Don't stay at Takapuna Motor Lodge. Exactly right. Exactly like. You really like the idea of the tournament format. You wish it would happen here. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't make it happen. And they are fucking thieves. Blood fucking thieves. Speaking of thieves, there is a hotel nearby called like Aladdin Hotel. Don't stay there either. But so Snowflake.
That's where I was booked.
That's where you were booked.
I can't. No, I don't. I feel like I looked at that place, but I don't think that.
Yeah, it looks like a shithole. I don't know. It could be real nice, but it doesn't look very nice. The place.
Mirrors on the ceilings.
Well, I mean, now and again.
Unless you're after lad and. That was a knockout there.
That was a journey for that one, Al.
That was a great one. Loved it. There's a place called Aristotle's Motel, which is the one that I've been recommending people stay at because it's.
That was the one.
Yeah, that one's literally within walking distance. That
was why I booked it.
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes to the site to walk it, something like that. Very good place. Very good place. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah. So Snowflake, the good thing about that particular format is that you only really need like 18 players. And if you have more, sweet. If you don't, that's fine. 18 means that you get a like variety of games because you get to play with everyone at the tournament. Every game is different, especially if you have the rules which we do around the requirement to play every Space Marines role at least once per day, and it means that you kind of have to. It's not a full like rotation tournament, which I have played and didn't particularly enjoy when I played it because I had only been playing for a few months at the time and wasn't that good at Commander.
You're still not that good at Commander, so
Fuck
what's changed?
Run rings around you, and I am very fat.
No, I have to run the rings around you because you're very fat.
That's right. You can't call me fat. That's not very nice.
At what point does it transform from running to just being captured in the orbit?
Fuck you guys. We need to. I don't like this podcast anymore.
He's throwing down the mic.
Yeah.
Mic drop time.
But yeah, so it's I know, right, Al? Fucking jerks. But yeah, it's such a
Have you met us?
it's such a good format because it adds a lot of variety into the week, and like honestly, when you get a chance to play highly competitive Space Marines with that sort of variety of players, you don't really get to do it like in any kind of setting. So I would highly recommend everyone give that one a go. I would even go as far as to be like, hey, St. George, maybe you guys should look at doing that as your format for your competition. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. I mean, we've had some bad ideas over time, but this is not one of them. Like,
we'll talk about that in a minute though. The other thing is like things to do. There's a bunch of stuff to do. There's actually our the equivalent of New Zealand's Comic-Con is happening the weekend before our tournament. So if people were flying in like the Friday or Saturday before the tournament, there's actually a what they call Armageddon Expo is happening that weekend. So I know that actually there's a few people from the wider streaming community that are going to go to that show. But
nice.
It is an option if people actually are looking for something to do and want to get some other geeky shit in. But yeah,
I'm gonna be so fucking FOMO'd about this tournament, and there's nothing I can fucking do, and I'm gonna just be real fucking sad.
I'm
The
telling you,
closer
man,
and closer that gets.
the buried treasure technique. You should do it. You really want to go? I really hope we can FOMO you into coming out. I've been trying with both Hoodie and Ducky. Ducky obviously has his stuff going on, so that's not going to happen. But I'm hoping that you and Hoodlum make the trip over, but we'll see. Same with DK because he hasn't said no outright yet.
Well, I'm never gonna say no outright. I mean, Jesus.
You're about as FOMO as you could get, but money will stop you. Oh, money's I don't know. If it's only money,
Yeah.
maybe
Fuck
we'll
that
do
guy.
a blood drive for you. But if DK goes, you're coming. Oh my god.
Hey, DK,
Oh.
pressure. You got pressure now, bro.
Jesus Christ, now.
Pressure.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
like,
shit.
if DK
Oh, shit.
came and you came, I would imagine that Hoodlum would be like, well, of course I'm going to come. I mean, that means
Some kind of
Ducky.
pressure on
Surely
me.
Ducky's going to come after that. It's funny. I've been watching the attendee list in the event. Speaking of which, if you haven't, how do I share that? Let me find the share for that. There we go. If you want to check out the event on Facebook, go to that link. It's not dodgy, I promise. Doesn't look like the best link, but whatever. I was having a look at the attendees for that event, and I saw Mental had been like, "Oh, I'm interested." I was like, "Oh my god, maybe."
Trolling.
Yeah, definitely trolling.
Going harder than Josh.
But there seems to be a decent turnout starting to emerge for that competition. So I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. It'll be hard to sell now for Ducky. I think so as well. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do a full Q&A on that one to kind of work out some of the nitty gritty. I need to talk to.
Question number 1: who's gonna buy my ticket?
Conversely to your DK comment, if Mental is going, you're not. Can't win them all, I suppose. I don't think that he would come, but yeah. I mean, if we get a DK and a Night Owl, I'd be pretty stoked. That'd be pretty fucking awesome, especially if before the tournament all of us are going to a Comic-Con type event. Like that'd be pretty fucking sweet.
Again, like I am 100% now just like, dude, that would be fucking sweet. That would be so fucking cool. Fuck. But there is a 0% chance of that happening. A 0%.
if we end up going, it'll be on the Saturday, so we'll likely do a resupply podcast from the event. So I don't know, maybe we could we figure that out somehow. DK's used to making men come. This guy right here.
Just from looking.
Just from
Just
looking.
from looking.
Just from looking. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a
thinking about my cake.
It's shaping up to be a very, very cool week. So if you're on the fence, you should definitely come. You should definitely come. Right. Let's talk about the other event that got brought up. For those of you who are based in the States and can't justify 2 trips to New Zealand, because obviously with Nationals being in Auckland next year, all of you are coming to that. But if you can't justify 2 trips to New Zealand, St. George have expressed interest in hosting a tournament in either October or November this year, which is very intriguing because, I know that they've been wanting to host something again for ages. Kia ora, Dolly. Is that obviously that's a lot easier for you to go to, DK.
Just
Obviously, honestly, it's missing a few people, but
Quiet. I'm checking flights. I had to look for a full 2 days after the last podcast. It's gonna be another 2 days after this one. I'm like, well, maybe
make it happen. Forgot to message this morning. Got home safe at 4 a.m. Oh, Dolly, you're a machine. I assume you guys were staying in Auckland. So yeah, that trip is there for anyone who can't make it to New Zealand to play in the awesome Auckland Triple Threat tournament and also come to do awesome cool other things. There was also a talk of going to Hobbiton. Did you ever go to Hobbiton, DK?
I haven't been to your country, so no.
Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
Wanted to in 2018. That did not work out.
No, it didn't. Fuck.
But
Hobbiton is
no
great.
later than next year. It will happen.
You say that now.
Alice says Hobbiton is awesome. So I've never been. I've obviously lived in New Zealand for quite some time. Pretty much my whole life. And yeah, I have never been to Hobbiton, so I'm actually very keen to go and do that. I know that some of the Australians are also keen to potentially go do that. So, but we don't really know much info about the St. George tournament as of yet, do we? Because nothing's really confirmed. It's just testing the water, so to speak, at the moment.
Yeah, so basically the kind of the extent of what's up there is, that they were just trying to sound out dates that people were interested in, and it was basically the October 16th to 19th, 23rd to 26th, or November 6th to 9th and 13th to 16th. And I mean, right now there's been there's 49 votes across all the dates, and everything's relatively balanced as far as people are most of these dates work, although it looks like the 2 front runners right now are October 16th to 19th or November 6th to 9th. So either of those could be nice, but it's
I agree. The 6th to 9th is nice.
100%. Definitely very, very nice. So yeah, so hopefully, in the next, week or two here, they'll make a decision as to, which of those particular date ranges are going to be, best as far as that goes. And, then from there, everything can get fleshed out. Yeah, I mean, as for format, I'm sure it'll be, something Space 5, but, maybe this would be a good time to, or a good chance to say, hey, this triple threat format that Auckland just did, maybe that should be the format that people try.
Connor
Yeah,
said he was hoping for a random draw. So
yeah. I mean, kind of the only minor issue with the triple threat is just making sure that the administrative portion of it is sorted correctly, so that um because all all joking aside, I mean, I know, Steve, the running joke is, because joke in quotes is you had a positional mess up and there was, points deducted, blah blah blah.
Mm.
All joking aside, because of the nature of it, like if the bookkeeping isn't good for that, it can very easily kind of go off the rails in terms of people not doing what they're supposed to. So that's kind of the only real negative to that particular format as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
But depending upon numbers of committed players going, I mean that may turn out to be like path of least resistance as far as that goes.
The I think one of the biggest things about that kind of tournament, I don't know if it's been the same for some other formats, but not having like a finals can be, I think, maybe a little hard for some people to grasp. People want the events to culminate in some sort of, conclusion. But when you have a table-based, points-based tournament structure, it takes that event side of things away. But I think it's probably not that big of a deal. Finals are overrated. I mean, yeah, I guess they can be, especially if like people, aren't making the finals. They've never really made finals, or like aren't used to being in finals. Conversely, if you aren't used to being in finals and you make a finals, then it's a really big deal, and it makes that experience a little more special. So I don't know. Maybe it keeps it kind of emotionally level.
I don't think they're overrated, but as we've kind of gone through the last, God, like probably 6 or 7 years at this point, I am increasingly kind of moving to the side of, I think we're making finals a little bit too long, and I think we might want to revert a little bit more toward the more round play, shorter finals. Like only the top four teams make finals. You have like 3 finals matches, and
Done.
that's it. So
Yeah.
it's really like a true playoff format.
Well, especially with
But
the increase in how many people are attending the tournaments, right? Like if you
that's
get
the
a
thing.
if you get a strong turnout, 10 to 12 to more teams, then you're almost forced to have to make that hard call of, you only there are only going to be 4 to 6 teams that will make the finals bracket or whatever, maybe 4. But then you have there's always the whole thing of, if somebody knows that on the last day of the tournament they don't get to play any laser tag, then they're not that interested in turning up and being there, which is really shitty. Like it's and one of the worst examples
Really,
that
you've never mentioned it, Steve.
one of the worst examples that I've seen of it was at the Loveland tournament this year, where there was a large portion of the locals that were like, I'm not playing any lasers today, I'm not even going. And a large portion of them that were like, oh, my team is playing, but I'm not coming anyway. So, like, yeah, it's makes me so fucking mad. But yeah, it yeah. You got one of them edibles?
Tranquile.
Finals for ladder position is completely unnecessary. Right on. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on where you're at for tournament. That's why the more I talk about it, the more I really love the triple threat style of tournament, and we'll see how it works at a higher level than local level after once we play it, and hopefully once St. George plays it. It's good to experiment with. And yeah, because I think one obstacle that we have to overcome for ours is, I mean, I guess for anywhere you do intersite play, is trying to scale up the level of the players that are attending. Do it in such a way, like for example, if Rusty ends up coming to this tournament, which he said he's expressed interest in, how do you scale down from him? Because really, he's like the best player that will be there most likely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so Rusty's at the top, and then just everything else is just footnotes to it.
Yeah, is it okay? Well, so it's Rusty, and then he gets put on a team with like 2 brand new people, to be under the cap. Who knows? I don't know how that is gonna look until we work out what the spread is for values. But
I thought you said it was cool for me, Josh, and Rusty to be a team.
It's not that cool. Not really. And yeah,
That cool.
no, it's not that cool. But we'll see. Well, and I guess that's why we've still got a few kinks for our tournament to work out. But yeah,
we don't kink shame here.
Exactly right. No, we don't.
we just work them out. We don't shame them.
I really like the prospect of St. George maybe looking at this style of tournament. And I hope that they get a good turnout, unless it means that we, potentially have people not come down to us like DK or DK.
I think I was gonna say, I think at most that might mean you get 1 or 2 fewer players.
Yeah. I'm not actually.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not actually that concerned about it because like we talked about over the last couple of weeks, like it's not exactly easy to come down here, and certainly not easy to come down here twice, in like a 12-month period. So, unless you're DK, in which case it is.
It's still difficult.
It's not easy to make that trip twice in a year at the income level that most of us are at within this community.
Yeah,
I think that's more the accurate statement, because there are definitely some people for whom making that trip twice would not be an issue. Just most of those people really aren't in our community.
Yeah,
as far as that goes.
Yeah. Or the ones who are working so much they can't go to tournaments anyway.
Yeah. I'm in a sweet
my
spot.
desire to remain sane and not have to overwork myself versus, hey, if you work more, you might have more money.
I'm in this like sweet spot where air travel is relatively cheap / free for me. So that cuts a large chunk of the expenses out. You don't have to pay for the airfare.
Sure. Fucking humble brag. I've never heard in my life.
I don't know about you, but I could travel for free.
You guys should really try it.
Yeah, how about you get some air points? Yeah.
Look at all these glorious air points I have. Look at them. They are amazing. Asshole.
I mean, it's been long enough now since the tournament was delayed. I probably will have built up like enough points again to cover at least most of the flight to New Zealand next year.
Perfect.
I'm hoping.
Perfect. That's what we want. My bad. I got all distracted. I was like, no wonder people call me fat. Right. So, there are some laser tag events coming up, which makes me just so very happy. It's nice to see when after such a long time, people have some options again for traveling to tournaments. And pretty good options too. I really liked playing St. George when I was there for the most part. There was a couple of things I wasn't overly keen on, but it was pretty cool. And I think
it's such a speedball maze. It's such a speedball maze.
But also like I don't want to go back into it too much, but there's a few things in there that really
don't be dirty cheaters is the bottom line.
Yeah. There's a few things that make me a little bit sad, like, like I'll take a couple dodgy shots and I figure somebody else will take some dodgy shots. It all evens out in the end. No.
Try harder.
Yeah, try harder. Be better. You're better than this. But yeah, if you're strapped for places to play, there's a few options for you coming up. And if you can, you should go out and do one. Hello to the one and only bro. Not official stamps. What's going on? Where's your man Frosty? Frosty sometimes guests on Thursdays. on Thursday. Resupply podcast is all about our Laser Force laser tag community. Well, mostly. It's mostly actually about us. You will not try harder. Dodgy shots is all this old hack has left. That and pessimism. Those are some really good, strong values you hold there, Ducky.
Ducky, you and me both, bro. You and me both.
But yeah, oh man, I really hope that I really hope that we can get some more overseas interest to come into Auckland, because yeah, it's really exciting.
So good. So good.
I've reached out and had a brief conversation. Oh, hoodlum, 25 months. Slide.
What up, Hoodie?
So, Hoodie, we were just saying that because DK and Al are both coming to Auckland in October, you should probably come too. So, that's why DK's currently wearing his Oakley Raiders jersey. He was like, "Oh, well, I'm coming.
Shit.
I'm coming, and because I'm coming, I know that Al and Hoodlum will both come. So, you know,
That's peer pressure at its finest.
I don't think Steve-O ever said anything about not peer pressuring you. I'm pretty sure that like one of the primary functions of this fucking podcast is to FOMO people into going to events. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. I mean,
We're gonna land. He's gonna have like a packet of foil and a glass pipe and be like, "Oh, just try it once, DK. It's fine."
Hey, it's a local delicacy. You'll be all right. That's still not a no. Yeah, but I can't wait to see all three of you in October. It's gonna be so fucking good. Really, really good. And seeing as you're traveling as a group, I'm sure I could host all three of you. So accommodation will be free. We will also say, Hoodlum, that the weekend before the tournament in October is New Zealand's version of Comic-Con, Armageddon Expo. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And then we're gonna go to Hobbiton and do the Hobbiton feast. So the whole week has actually been planned out at this point. I can't
and driving into Wellington to play Gen 8, right?
I mean, that too. We'll tack that on to the end. It's only a fucking 9-hour drive.
9 hours is nothing. Whatever.
Not even as far as Portland. It's not that bad.
I mean, to me, it's like, oh fuck, that's a long way.
and it's a much prettier drive overall than the drive from Sacramento to Portland, because Sacramento to Portland is like fucking garbage for like 3/4 of it, and then you get to like the California-Oregon border, and suddenly it's okay for a little bit, and then it goes shitty again in the middle of Oregon, and then it gets okay again briefly, and then you're in Portland.
So you need to come over 3 weeks? No, bro. Like, you could do all of that in the 7 days, or maybe do 10 just to be on the safe side. But but legitimately, you could come over for the 7 days. You could fly in on the Saturday morning, head up the expo. We play Monday to Thursday is the days that we play, and then Friday, Saturday we can go out and do some stuff, and then fly home on Sunday. So it's easy peasy, my friend. Easy peasy.
We have different definitions of easy peasy, Steve-O, but that's neither here nor there at this point.
This is not easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is
no
difficult lemon difficult.
The other lesser known saying.
Yes, the one that doesn't rhyme. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's too hard to rhyme it. There is also a Laser Force site. About an hour and 3/4 north, up in Whangarei. Where's the clip of Micro falling off the couch? It's somewhere around. There's also from Hobbiton. Hey Dolly, how far from Hobbiton is Taranaki? If you're still around, because there is a Laser Force that has opened up in New Plymouth. So the options are Aplenty. Options are plenty. And there is actually like a strong Brisbane contingent that are making their way over. So if you want to play some quality Laser Force,
I hate you so much right now.
I recognize that look.
yeah,
I
that's
100% recognize that look.
that's the look of I'm about to make poor life choices, but I don't care.
No, he's
You
gonna
can
make
see like
great
the
life
equations
choices.
like flying around my head.
It's very much a meme. It's very much a meme right now, bro. Yeah, 100%, 100% a meme.
After the show, I'm gonna tell Dan that we're hosting like 3 people that week.
Yeah,
so-
I was gonna say, do you want to start the divorce proceedings now or like when we actually get there?
You said the B word. I'm out. What was the B word? Bitch. Who are we calling a bitch? I don't know. Booze? I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
Don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, we clearly we don't have. Oh, Brisbane. No. You'll be right.
We love Brisbane, Hoodie.
Yeah. Also, you should bring Bridgie with you, and you guys could stay here. I'm sure, like, she'll have a mean time here. Fuck those guys. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Clearly, we don't have that much to talk about.
Say all of my best in-person experiences with Hoodie have been in Brisbane.
Oh yeah, that's true. Hoodie doesn't remember any of our trips to Brisbane.
He better remember.
I mean, to you it was the best holiday you ever had. To him, it was Tuesday. Do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about? Like, what are flights going for at the moment, or best ways to book your leave, or
Still about $1,500.
still that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's why it's in the doable realm. I mean, there's only a couple left at that price, and if you don't get those ones, they're like
That's a lie.
considerably more. So
The lie. There's only a few of them there left at that price. It's marketing speak.
Yeah.
Also, when you do come down and you stay with me, we can do the daily recap of each pod at my house. We got everything already here set up, so it'll be way easier than normal. Yeah.
Great. Way to sell me on a working vacation. That sounds amazing. I'm already gonna have to be grading papers on this trip, and you're just like, just throw in a daily podcast.
I mean, we don't have to. I'll podcast, and you can watch me podcast. Anyway,
yeah, like that's how that's gonna stay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I peer pressure you coming all the way to New Zealand. Surely, I can peer pressure you to get off the couch and do a podcast. You'd probably be right.
There is actually also a theme park in Auckland. It's called Rainbow's End, but we probably won't go there because it's
kind of trash.
Yeah, if you've been to any other theme park before, you won't like Rainbow's End. It's
if it's your only frame of reference, it's fine. I'm sure
it's good. It's great. Like that was the first theme park I ever went to, and it was awesome. And then I traveled and got to experience what the Gold Coast has to offer. Can't do much there, but we've got lots of other things. There's actually I don't know if it's still open, but there is a white water rafting theme park kind of thing set up out South Auckland, and essentially they built a man-made whitewater rafting course, and you go out there and have a blat on like kayaks and rafts and shit for a couple hours. It's pretty cool. Also heaps of nature hikes and stuff that you could do. Plenty of disc golfing to be had. Game of Thrones tour, is that a thing here? I don't think so.
That would be pretty impressive, seeing as they didn't film any of it there.
It's just that dude's house. He was really into the show, and he's got heaps of collectibles.
And these are my season 4 DVDs.
Let's just put one on. We'll just put one on. We'll see how we go. You remember going to Brisbane because you also remember they force you to drink excessively because they are terrible role models? Yeah.
Yeah, Hoodie, because you need any convincing in that regard whatsoever.
Whitewater rafting next year when you go. I think you mean this year. That's okay. I got you, Al. That's all right.
I think you mean in approximately 3 months.
Yeah, approximately 3. You're thinking of Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Or Power Rangers. One of the two. Probably Power Rangers.
Or or Legend of the Seeker, which was also filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah, or that, whatever that is.
We don't talk about that.
It was trash. It was so bad. Although I did walk through the set on accident once, which was pretty amusing.
Were you trying to go to the shop and you went the wrong way?
No, they were actually filming out in the Waitakere Ranges.
Oh, you guys were having a walk?
Yeah, we were having a walk, and one of the sections of the Waitakere Ranges has like black sand mountains,
Yeah,
or dunes, and like we're walking, and we come out trail, and it looks like there's like a craft services tent and some horses and everything. Okay, okay, and we keep walking, and there you can tell that there's like stuff set up for a thing, and okay, fine, we keep walking, and then like 9 months later, the
you're
pilot
on the TV.
no 9 months later the pilot aired, and it was like, oh, that's what they were doing that day when we walked through that set. Okay,
but I went through and stole things from the craft services table.
Oh, they've got a checkpoint on this bushwalk. That's pretty cool. One of your members that used to play Weekly's mom was a Power Ranger. Was it Kimberly? That would have been awesome. I assume it was Kimberly. Yeah, it would have been awesome. Anyway, I like we're mostly kidding on this show, but also, if you are definitely on the fence, just book. No regrets.
What's down there? Why is Steve pointing?
If COVID's taught me anything, is that you should definitely come play laser tag in October. Right, so we'll probably.
I didn't get COVID on any of my laser strips. Just saying.
That's good. Only twice in the last couple of months. Don't worry about those.
So now I got super duper immunity. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Except if you get it the third time, which you probably won't. Actually, that's another good reason why you should come down. I don't know why. You should just
because you need someone to introduce the BA5 subvariant to your country. So why not?
There's actually a spike in cases here at the moment. I hate to.
Cases.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Right. Do you guys? Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we let people fucking get out of here, get on with their days? We'll hold them hostage, talking about nothing for an hour.
I'm shocked that we got as much content as we did, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, we had 20 minutes.
If somebody wants to chime in and tell us what the teams are next week for Syracuse, that'd be nice, because I apparently have no idea what's going on.
No.
The minutes for today was we talked about the housing market crash for like 20-25 minutes, and then the rest of the time
not that long. Fuck off.
Then the rest of the time was basically peer pressuring you and Al into coming to Auckland in October.
And yeah, DK, I don't know why you're surprised that we've got an hour show out of literally nothing. Have you met us? I mean, this is literally what we do like every fucking week, near enough. So, am I surprised? No.
Do we have a date for next year? That's a good question. So, I actually got a message from Beans over the week asking me what dates we're thinking for next year, and I said, that's over 12 months away. Maybe not over. About 12 months away.
About 12. Yeah.
It will be in July most likely at some point. I don't know what the school holidays look like for next year. I don't know if they have them out yet or not, but I'll look into that. I think $1,000 return. What, from Victoria?
Why? That's like what it cost me. What's the...
Well, that's in Australian dollars, so
Still, seems.
Yeah, I figured, Zaki. Well, so I think what we'll do is we'll knock this October tournament out of the way. A lot of the times, discussions for Nats doesn't really happen until like the start of the year.
Yeah.
I would put it out there that people start actually making some serious financial planning moves to help get them to Auckland next year. You need to book your tickets, hotels, visa for your next year's trip. I don't even know if you can book flights yet for next year. Aren't they like 12 months in advance? You might be able to. I doubt it.
Please.
Usually international flights are 12 to 14 months out scheduled.
Right. I thought it was like 12 at a push.
No, it's sometimes just a little over 12. So we're right in the ballpark where you'd start to be able to look at those flights.
Yeah, so I guess the main factors are school holidays and when flights actually become available. So it'll be discussed later in the year. Not freedom laws. Discuss later in the year. We'll figure out when's actually a good time for everyone, and we could start putting that together. It'll most likely be July, like the first week of August at an absolute push, but like it's usually sometime in July. So plan for that. Just tell your bosses now. July next year at some point, I'm gonna go represent my country in a laser tag tournament, and they won't even be mad. They'll just be like, "Whoa, what?"
So if you don't give me the time off, you are not a patriot.
Yeah, that's right. It's all in how you spin it, kids. That's how I used to get away with it when I worked a job. I was like, so in July I'll be representing New Zealand at a laser tag tournament, and they're like, you don't ask, you tell. And for the most part, they'll be like, oh, okay. You're representing New Zealand? Yeah. I'm a New Zealand representative for a laser tag sport. At least in this country, people are impressed by that. Maybe not in like other worse countries. Anyway,
which is a very large list of countries, to be fair.
Yeah,
there are many countries worse than New Zealand.
Yeah.
Accurate.
One or two. But yeah, that'll be something. Also, the other thing I guess is people we'll put it to the committee and see if the representatives for each site can get a temperature check for their own sites as to when would work best for their members in general. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully people turn up. It sounds like there's a lot of people keen on next year. So
a lot of pent up demand. As far
as
that goes.
Yeah. It's 3 years in the making at that point. Nobody's gonna believe this at the airport when they ask me for the reason that you visit. Oh, like don't tell customs.
Every time I've done it, they just roll their eyes.
Oh, yeah. No, do not tell customs that you're entering the country for laser force. You are entering the country for vacation.
Yeah, yeah.
That is definitely that is the extent of what NZ Customs and Immigration needs to know.
Yeah.
What are you coming in
contributing to your vast tourism industry? Now, please let me in.
There are hobbits to see. Yeah. But yeah, if you have the means, come next year. If you have even more means, come this year. I can't wait. Or go to St. George. One of the two. St. George needs some loving too, so maybe go there. Maybe go there instead. But come to Auckland. Right. Let's tell them. You tell them you're here to see the set of Game of Thrones. You should definitely do that.
The look you are going to get from the NZ immigration officer at that point is going to be glorious.
Game of Thrones, they don't make that here. What are you talking about? You're like, yeah, I read it on the internet. No, you're wrong.
The old internet.
Denied. Or it'll be, yeah, my cousin made that. I'll show you. I'll show you his house. Okay, let's get out of here. I've got so many things that I've got to sell online today to make a bunch of money. All dumb shop
money
traders.
that he won't be spending on flights because he gets those for free.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Did I mention I get basically air travel for free?
No, not at all. This is shocking and revelatory information, bro.
So next week, like I said, on the show, we're gonna aim to have a guest come in and talk about the recent Armageddon tournament, and possibly Syracuse. I can't remember if he's gone to that or not. Maybe he's not. He's not going to that. So we'll see how that goes. And then in the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing a Q&A for the Auckland Triple Threat tournament, assuming that we've actually got details to Q&A about. But for the most part, tell your friends, tell your family, tell them to come and like hang out and, you know, ask questions around the tournament. Like our pants optional. And we'll discuss that on stream. But until then, and for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been getting peer pressured.
And I've been banned.
The DK stands for definitely coming. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. And you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I'm a well-known stranger, walking my own path. Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep me hanging on so tight. Sometimes I just have to wonder, do you know wrong from right? 'Cause you don't know what I know. But you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna